As I speak to you in the area of life that you are in now, you are in a system. You are working under a set of structure. You are in a system. But the question is, do you know it? Do you know how it affects you, what it is doing to you? Do you know the effect, short term, medium term, and long term, that the system you are under is having on you? Come with me to Luke chapter 7, verse 8. I will read it in Amplified Classic. For I also am a man daily subject to authority, with soldiers under me. And I say to one, go, and he goes. I like this scripture very much. And to another, come, and he comes. And I say to my bond servant, do this, and he does it. I'm sure you know the scripture. I'm sure you know the context too. Okay, read the whole chapter if you are not very familiar with this. But this was a man, a military man, from what we can tell, who was working under a certain system. And Jesus was trying to let him know, I'm coming, I'm going to come down to your level and do this certain thing for him. And he was here telling Jesus, I know how this works. I've been exposed to a system like this before. I understand that you can say to one, go, and he goes. I understand that you can say to another, come. I am familiar with this system. So every system you are working with is exposing your mind to a certain level of possibilities. It's telling you that these are the things that can be done. And there are things you see that you cannot unsee anymore. That once you have seen them, it has registered in your mind that this is a possibility. That is what a system is doing to you. I know some of you belong to systems that shut you in, that train you that some things cannot be attained. But that's why you get to choose your own system. That's why you consciously choose the system, because your system is also building in you a set of DNA, a set of genes that allows you to see things in a particular way. And that system rewards you. When you work it and it works, it rewards you. When you refuse to work that system and the system punishes you, that system is shaping you to look like a certain kind of somebody. But the thing is that if you're not aware of all of this going on in the back end of your mind, you are limited. You are not making impact. You are not using what God has given you. Do you know that you are always preparing to be somewhere? Do you know that you are in transit? You are going somewhere to happen. Do you know that great things are yet ahead? Do you know that the miracle ahead of you is also, to a large extent, dependent on your understanding of how the system you have been exposed to work? Because let me tell you something. The systems of this world are garnered from years of practice, of trial and error of all the powers that God has left resident on the earth. So after generations have worked on it, then they bring out what they have, or what they call a system. Sometimes it's a warped version, but a system based on what powers are available on earth. And you refuse to expose yourself to them, and you refuse to try them. Do you know that when push comes to shove, that scripture I read was this man negotiating for the life of his son? If you read that story very well, you will realize that it took Jesus such a long time, because the crowds were pressing in on him. It took him such a long time to make it from wherever he was to where the man's son was, to the point that he was saying, you know what, send the word. To a point that people were even saying, you know what, Jesus, don't even worry, the child is dead, or the bond servant is dead. But because this man had been exposed to a system that he knows worked, he had the ability to negotiate. He was able to negotiate with Jesus and say, excuse me, sir, doesn't this thing work? Is it not power and authority that we're talking about? I also am a man subject to power and authority. I know how these things work. And so the miracle ahead of your life is also counting on your ignorance. But here you are, working under a system exposing you to things in life. Are you even paying attention? Are you even peeping in to see, what does this give me advantage to do? And when the time comes, will you be able to negotiate as someone who has been through a system? Or are you going to enter the next level of life at entry level, God forbid? You are nobody's entry level officer. Every step in life, every exposure, everything you've had the opportunity to see, to hear, to watch being done, to utilize is exposing you to how you can use the system because the principles are the same. So that's it. Are you using your system? Make your system serve you. The only way you make your system serve you is by daily exercising. If you are being exposed to use the machine, to use some authority, to use some power, put yourself out there. Be the guy in class that says, "Sir, let me try. Sir, please, can I check it out that it works for me too?" You see how Peter said, "Oh, can I walk? If it is you, let me tell me so that I can come. Can I check that as you have said it, that is how it is happening, that it doesn't work differently for me?" Use the system. Let your system serve you. Be familiar with it so that if tomorrow you don't ever have to walk where you are working with, you have learned everything that system has to offer. That's one of the things you must do. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.